phone? Is that a phone? Is that a sound? Oh, come on. I wish you said the weed. Actually, yes. I'm someone sent me to the office, please. They were just safe to say me so I can go home.
If you get safe to say, do you get to go home?
I don't know. I mean, I had a scratch on my arm from my cat and dog fighting one time, and someone saved to say me for cutting, and I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what?
In that case, you know...
Yeah, let me just go home real fast, have my dog and cat fight with each other, so I can go home.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
It's cold in here.
Isn't it kind of cold? It was light out this morning.
What?
It was light out.
Weird.
It's light out?
Yeah, it was light out this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
And last night it was like kind of 6-ish.
Yeah,
It was
I
still
think they said that
open.
officially the sun sets after 6 o'clock.
Yay. I'm less depressed now.
Yes. And then daylight savings comes in not too long, and then all of a sudden it will seem really late.
I wake up
Why?
5. My lungs doesn't go by that. Like, if it's like the clocks are back, you close at 5, and if it's clocks are forward, we close at 6. So I don't want to stay here longer than I have to.
Sorry. Oh well.
It's not right.
Oh, but not right.
It's
I
not
don't think
right.
it's a moral. I don't think it's a moral thing.
I think it's not.
All right. So last time I gave you a handout on cells growing out of control, right? And that is generally mitosis, but it's not always. You can pretty much get cancer in anything caused by anything in any cell tissue. Like there is cancer. If it's a body part, you can get cancer there, right? But we were talking just a little bit about how cancer is so challenging because every cancer is a little bit different. Somebody even asked a great question, why can one person get cancer and be cured and fine, and another person get the same cancer and their life is at risk and maybe they're not fine? Because they're not truly the same cancers. The dumb analogy I thought of, and I don't know if it's a good one or not, we'll let it ride, is pizza. You can have pepperoni pizza at one pizza shop or at your mom's house, and I can make pepperoni pizza at my house, and they're same name, same ingredients per se, but they can taste totally different. So that's kind of what cancer is. The good news is you are living, obviously, but significantly, in an era where cancers are battled, and we do win a lot. So that changes every year. We get new treatments, new diagnoses, and so on, and it really is making a difference. People are living longer and longer and longer. Why is cancer such a killer in, especially the United States and other developed countries? Why is it so bad?
We eat a lot of processed stuff. I don't know, I just read that somewhere.
You could blame it on all kinds of things, but generally there's nothing to blame, sort of.
Our health just in general.
We're too healthy. We don't die from anything else.
Oh yeah, so we get...
Cancer is sort of, it's just like rolling the dice. Every time your cells divide, there's a tiny, tiny chance that you're going to roll a roll that's not a good one, okay? So the longer you live, the more rolls you've had, the more damage your cells have had from whatever, food, UV, cigarettes, work chemicals, whatever, and just time, just chances. So the idea is the longer you live, the more likely you are to get cancer. So we don't die from other stuff, so cancer eventually gets us. Cavemen didn't worry about cancer because they were all dead by 40. Okay, it wasn't a big issue for them. For us, it is. So we are working towards it, and we'll continue to work towards it. So that is a little bit of the good news. All right. So what we're asking you to do is we are asking you to, and I'm sure you haven't read this yet, I'll put it up here. We're asking you to write, as I will refer to it as the granny letter. We would like for you to, what's that? star Rock Steele has been diagnosed with cancer. She said to you, he lives such a clean life, and I don't understand how he could get such a nasty little infection. Use all the following terms. Please either bold or underline them as you use them to help Granny understand what is going on. And this is inspired by my actual grandmother. She's gone now. But she was, I don't want to say she wasn't smart. She was smart. She just wasn't very experienced. Like, she lived in her own little world, in her own 2 blocks from her house. She never drove, never had a driver's license in her whole life. And she just, like, you know, the world outside of her family, her friends, her church, her kitchen. She was known as the best baker in town. That didn't mean much to her. So she wasn't a technical person, right? She wasn't a sciencey person. So I could have imagined her saying something like this. So, you know, I want you to be able to write it, and to her, using these terms, you can make it as personal as you want. This is not a formal letter. It's truly like a note you wrote to Grammy, or an email that you wrote to her. Hey, you know, hey Grandma, I heard you're all worried. Let me educate you a little. Let me help you out here. So once you get through the vocab, we'll take a little pause and I'll go over them a little bit to make sure that you feel comfortable with them. And then you want to make sure that in your research, in your letter to Granny, you, down there at the bottom, the ones that are numbered, I guess the middle, the ones that are numbered, you want to make sure you cover 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, what are the environmental or genetic factors that can cause it, your particular type of cancer that you've researched, okay? What are the common effects? So what's going to happen to old Rock? Is he going to, you know, what's going to happen to him? The prognosis. Do you guys know the word prognosis? Yeah, probable outlook. Very good. Diagnosis, right, is what they tell you is wrong with you, and then the prognosis is what we think is going to happen to you in the future. So that's prognosis. At least one likely treatment. So what are they going to do to Rock? You know, what's the common thing? I mean, you know, today we still use surgery. We just hack it out if it's the right kind of cancer in the right kind of place. Obviously, chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, and others are higher tech versions of that. But sometimes just cutting it out and stitching you back up is the best way to go. And then also, number 5 is which one of the ones below it is. Is it a carcinoma or sarcoma, a leukemia, a lymphoma, or a myeloma? And that'll, once you know your type of cancer, you'll probably be able to find that. And we'll discuss that kind of, you know, later on a little bit. So for today, I just want you to go through the bullets and give yourself a nice, easy working definition so that you kind of understand it. If I think you guys are pretty well done with that, we'll start to go over them. As soon as you finish with the bullets, then you can start doing a little bit of research and just reading up on the cancer you picked. Okay, so that's just surfing the web a little bit and, you know, finding out about it. What's the likely outcome of it? How many different kinds are there? That's probably the biggest question you'll have is, Mr. Raymond, I picked lung cancer, and there's 73 different kinds of lung cancer. I don't know which one to pick. I don't either. You could do it as a general topic on lung cancer. You could pick a specific one. If you know a family member had a specific one, or has it, or you know, or is caused by a certain thing, maybe you say, oh, what type of lung cancer is caused by smoking? You know, and then see if it tells you which one it is, or which one is caused by, you know, industrial pollution, and see if you can come up with it. But that's up to you. You could go really